It's all so clear now. The beginning of this episode made so much make sense.
Yeah? What did you figure out?
Every one of those cast members was wasted last week at the end of that party.
I thought we had kind of determined that on our own.
Well, we thought about 3 or 4 of them were, but as we get into Love is Blind, Season 9, Episode 7, Unknown Factors, it becomes very evident that they were all tipsy. Everybody in the show getting tipsy. But getting tipsy, everybody getting fucked up. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Well, like you said last week, I think all of us determined that Joe was wasted. But you know who I didn't realize was white girl wasted?
Who?
Madison.
No, I didn't think she was either.
Not last week, but what did you think this week?
A lot of crying. She did so much crying. It's so typical of too much wine.
So typical. And she was still holding a wine glass in the hotel room as she's getting upset with Joe. She's in the ITMs, just kind of stuttering, like, I feel like I can't win. I'm like, it took a lot for her to get that sentence out. I didn't really understand why she was upset last week, but this week I think it's because she was just drunk too. They were all drunk.
They were all drunk. And I mean, her crying, and then she was talking about it was embarrassing. And when he was asking her why it was embarrassing, she's like, because I'm crying by myself. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
It was so confusing. Joe is trying. He's drunk, but he's like, as much as he can get the strength to lift his drunken head up, he's like, what do you need? Why are you mad? It's a total guessing game, even for us. And Joe starts laughing because he's drunk. Like, everything's funny. And he's like, I don't know. It's not funny. That's why it's funny, because, you know what I...
Yeah. It's like, it reminded me of like when my daughter would be upset when she was little and she'd be crying about something that was really ridiculous and I didn't quite understand it, but she's so dramatic about it and I start laughing and it just makes it's not funny. That's what the whole scene between the two of them look like.
It's like when you're in middle school and you're supposed to be really serious in class and somebody makes a joke quietly and then you can't stop laughing and you're not supposed to be laughing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where Joe was. And he was drunk on top of it.
Yeah. I kind of felt for him because Joe, hey, I didn't figure out what she wanted either. I had no clue.
She says that she wanted him to come check on her. But when he says, are you okay? She's like, I can't hear you. It's the waves. And then he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go to bed. And then she's like, I needed to get away from you. What about that says, come over and check on me, which is the next thing she says to him. I need to get away from you. I can't hear you. Come check on me.
Yeah. And when that didn't work, she went and got in bed with him. And what does he do?
He wants a snack. He's got those drunk munchies.
It's like she gets in and he pops out. And I think that upset her even more.
How dare him want a snack? He's just drunk. He just needs them fun chips. And she storms out. She's like, we're not going to stay together tonight. He was trying to figure out what was up. They really just need to leave that conversation where it was and pick it up the next morning when they were sober. But she walks out and Joe spends the night passed out in his bed, except for the 2 minutes he talks to a producer and said, look, I just needed rest. I was just trying to sleep. I left because I had too much. I don't know what she wanted.
Nobody else knows what she wanted either, honestly. Seriously.
She wanted him to leave her alone and comfort her at the same time. Allie and Anton also wasted face. Anton commits a party foul, spills wine all over the place. He's like, I don't usually do this. Allie is asking if she could give him a makeover. Let's do girls' night sleepover, pillow fights. Let me do your hair and nails.
He's not having that.
He doesn't object, though. He says, I've never done it before. No way, no way. But if I had a daughter, I'd let her do it. And then she asked him at the end, can she do it? He's like, maybe. So he's open to the idea. I think he'd let her do anything. She'd go wax his back right now.
I know. I think this couple gets along so well that there's just absolutely nothing to watch with them. Like, they don't have anything to show us about these two because they're getting along so well. Unless it's just the edit, and like by the end, they're going to be one that has like this huge dramatic explosion and blow up.
Well, they haven't had a fight yet, which they talk about later in the episode when the couples are getting together and discussing the crazy night the night before. But Anton's all natural. He doesn't need no nails or makeup. I'm all natural. That was
Although
funny.
she did say some mascara might make his eyes pop.
His eyes already pop. He's got some big old eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's exactly what he said to her, too. He's like, you mean they don't already pop?
I know. Doesn't he have like gigantic eyes?
Yeah. Yeah. He has pretty good. Maybe she meant the color. Like the mascara would make the color pop more or something.
Oh, yeah. Because he has green eyes, I think.
Yeah. That probably would make them pop more.
I think purple makes green eyes pop.
Yes, it does. I remember that
He'd look great.
little makeup lesson when I was in high school.
He would look terrific with some purple pop. Jordan and Megan. Megan definitely is feeling that wine tonic hit her as well. Besides getting all warm and fuzzy, sometimes you get a little in your feels.
She's all in her feels. But she lets him know exactly how annoying he made her, feel the night before, which he was. Sober.
Well, she told him that last episode.
Yeah. Sober Jordan, I like. Drunk Jordan, I do not like at all.
I like both of them.
No, he is way too annoying for any of my. I can't talk right today.
How many have you had?
I haven't had any. Maybe if I drank some, I'd actually be able to talk.
I'm drunk, Jordan.
Are you?
Yeah.
I am not. If I drink, I just want to chill, relax, and just sit there, listen to some music.
It depends on what I'm drinking. But today was a lot for Megan, which she doesn't go into how it was a lot really at first. Could be the sun, the drinking, that will wear you out. And Jordan's so funny. It was like, was hanging out with Nick that bad?
Yeah, dude,
I liked hanging out with Nick. And we hear this come up several times. The guy saying that they were Team Brendan until they saw Nick and Annie together. Nick and Annie, it makes sense. When you see them, it's like, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's not Brendan's girl. Then Megan says she wanted them to be the power couple and connect. I think towards the end when the guys were kind of getting rowdy and drunk, she felt neglected. I think that's what she was looking for when she was saying we need to connect.
Yeah, it's a good possibility. I mean, a lot of the girls at that time were also talking about just how attentive Anton was with Allie. Yeah. And here these other three really are just goofing off with each other. They got the bromance going on over by the bar, and the women are all kind of getting ignored by them.
The girls are sitting off on their own, too.
Well, at that time, what I was referring to, I think the women were at the bar with them, but they were, because Megan was like, stop it, you're being annoying.
Right. And that was last episode, but Jordan says, okay, so everyone else, they were power couples connecting and we weren't. Joe and Madison, they were a power couple. And she starts laughing. She's like, no. Edmund and KB, were they a power couple? I guess not. And then she says, I need you to be there for me. So she wanted more attention. Look, they were drinking. They all were with their new friends. They're all going through this experience. He has spent every day and more time with these guys in the pods. He probably feels very comfortable around them. And that might be why they're all drinking so much, is just to make this very weird situation comfortable. And then they got a little too comfortable and they were like, my boys, what's up, bro? They were just all drunk. Yeah. I'm going to blame it on the alcohol.
Alcohol. Yeah.
For sure. Now, Edmund and KB, Annie and Nick, we see them sober the next day. Edmund and KB are having brunch. And he does say, I respect your decisions. I just really want you so bad, but I'm happy to do things at your pace. I'm craving a partner, though. I'm ready for marriage. And she is understanding. And
Yes.
she's very mature here. She
She's a lot-
says, go ahead.
I was going to say she's a lot more mature than I would have been, because the conversation the night before would have I would have been out the door probably.
I think working with people in foster care, she probably sees, to me, it seems like an attachment issue.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome. She's a great person for him if that's the case, because a lot of people probably would have not recognized it as that.
Right. It just seemed to be too much to be because of the sex. So I'm going to say it's trauma and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
He was crying. He was all in his wine fields too. She acknowledges they both have work to do. I think that's a nice way of saying he has work to do, but also it could be very self-reflecting. We saw the argument last time about her needing a guy that would fight for her. So I like that self-reflection. And she also says she's stubborn and she struggles to get over things. And that's something she needs to work on, especially if she wants to move forward with him. She's finding this whole new side of herself where it's about both of them and not just about her and her feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's marriage.
Yeah, she said some awesome things. Very
You're
self-reflective.
not going to argue about every little thing. You got to pick your battles. Very mature. I really like KB.
I do too.
Now, Annie and Nick.
Mm.
I think Annie's stud finder was malfunctioning. She pretended to have one. She's like, "Meh, it's a stud." No, that was Nick. That was a dud. Okay. JK, I don't know. This sounded like surface level word salad to me.
Honestly, it's probably the first real conversation we've seen since they went to Mexico, because otherwise they've pretty much just been like making out with each other. They're all into
What?
each other, like on the physical side. Like they're not having any serious conversations.
Okay, well, what part of this conversation was serious or real?
I said it was more real because they weren't at least
What were they
making
saying?
They weren't just making out with each other.
But they were repeating the same garbage they always say. Not that is garbage, but I love you. My family will love you. My family will love you too.
Well,
I hope that you're manly enough for my dad. My mom's going to be so excited that I have a girlfriend. My dad's going to love you. You check all the boxes. I'm ready. This is fun. That's their conversation.
I know, but at least they weren't just kissing and saying I love you. That's what I mean. That's all we've seen so far.
They kissed, said I love you, and said my family will love you. And this is fun.
Okay, it's more than just I love you.
It's my family
that's
will
all
love
they've been.
you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's the most real stuff I've seen. They've had more conversation than just I love you, make out. I love you, make out. I love you, make out. Because that's all we've been
seeing. My dad will love you, make out. I love you. My mom will love you, make out. You're a stud. It was it's not deep. It's not saying why they appreciate each other, what they appreciate about each other, why the families are going to like them, what they have in common, which they're both like, we have so much in common, like that you both can say, I love you a million times.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't mean it was deep. It was just more than just I love you and kissing each other. There was a little more to it. I did realize
they did both say they have to work a lot.
Yeah, and I did realize during this conversation why the mountain man reference kept coming up, because apparently he lives in the mountains. So she was visualizing him as like a lumberjack or a mountain man.
Correct. Yeah. That clicked. I didn't understand either.
Yeah, it wasn't
today.
Yeah, and he was like, I could show up with my toolbox, be a stud finder, or with the stud finder or something like that. I don't know.
Baby, I just need you to show up with your drill. She just gets screwed. Anyway, I'm sure she is. Joe and Madison. I thought Joe could teach a course on conflict resolution. What did you think?
I'm sorry.
He's like, yeah, Annie and Nick had a great conversation. I agree.
Well, I felt a little shut down with the last one. What was in that conversation was real, Dee. Well, it wasn't I love you and kissy kissy. Sorry.
So Madison says that getting space last night, that was the right choice. What'd you think?
Probably. If they had kept going, I think he would have probably just walked out.
He would have walked out instead.
Yeah,
of her.
he couldn't figure out what she was wanting. He was ready to just like give up at one point.
I agree. I think it was the right choice, but the way that she left was a bad choice. She left him feeling uncertain, and she left herself feeling that way. There should have been a moment where they said, this isn't getting resolved tonight. I care about you a lot. Let's talk about this in the morning after we both sobered up and had some rest. Don't worry. I still love you. We're going to figure this out, but we're not doing that right now.
Well, it was probably the alcohol that kept her from saying that. The
True.
wine. Yeah.
Her or Joe. And Joe, as soon as he sees her, he's like, you look gorgeous. I missed you so much.
She missed the little Joe snuggles.
And she misses snuggly wugglies. What does she mean by she didn't know what he wanted? She says, I didn't know what he wanted.
I have no idea because he didn't know what she wanted either.
I didn't know he wanted anything except to figure out what was wrong with her. It sounded like an excuse for her to walk out because after reflecting, she was like, oh, it was the alcohol, which would have been better to say. It was that tequila.
I think they're the perfect example of Venus and Mars.
What do you mean?
You know, the saying, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. I think
it was a
those
book.
two, yeah. I think those two are like a perfect example of, it's almost like who's on first.
That skit by,
Three Stooges.
yeah.
It's like one's saying one thing and the other one's hearing something different.
Because of the alcohol.
Yeah, true. Let's see if they can do it sober.
This is why production loves alcohol. Look at how much content they got out of a couple of bottles of wine and some shots. We've got 2 episodes off of it.
It would probably be really boring otherwise.
Exactly. They got to insert the drama somehow. Just inject them with the tequila. They both admit they had too much to drink. And just, he says, look, he's reflected. He said, you wanted me to hear you. I'm going to do better. I don't want you to feel abandoned. I should have made you feel better than feeling abandoned, and I'm going to do better. And then he's like, I love you. I want to marry you. And I have an easiness in my heart. He was very sweet, and it really seemed like he had reflected.
I agree. I thought the same thing. I think
That's
both of them had.
That's a lot of self-reflection for a hangover.
It's a lot of self-reflection for a guy. Not too many of them even reflect that much on themselves.
She must have scared the crap out of him.
We missed something in the edits.
An IV bag, I think.
Yeah, he's
How is he even functioning?
I don't know. He's a completely different guy this morning.
So we got another party night, and Eddie screams, let's go. Your favorite phrase. Nick and Annie, they don't stop making out. They are giving each other dental exams with their tongues. So we see the girls sitting together. I love Madison's outfit. She has a white halter dress and like a lace shawl. I kind of have a white lace halter dress on today. And I've got my hair like Annie's. I did the braids, the French braids. I was inspired by their fashion. Now, Madison bragging about her really, really good set. Allie is waiting for a disagreement. She says they're so similar, but really they know each other from a couple of weeks in the pods and then being on vacation together. So it will be interesting to see what happens after they get home. KB, she says she's learning about herself and she's reacting differently than she would normally act. She finds herself growing with Eddie. They call Edwin Eddie sometimes. And the guys, they talk about how they got through the conflict too. More about how Nick and Annie are a match made in heaven. Anything stand out to you about the guys' conversation? There was a lot about Jordan.
Yeah, I think it was Nick. Nick said, so if we were getting married tomorrow, how many of you would do it? And surprisingly, none of them really said they would do it
Well, they
tomorrow.
didn't show us. That
No.
was the cliffhanger. They start with like the couples that have great stuff going on. They go to Joe explaining that he got kicked out and it wasn't for farting under the covers, which he does do, but when this time he wasn't crop dust dinner. And Jordan talks about how hostile Megan seemed when she said, "You're annoying me." She could have said it nicer. I think that hurt his feelings.
Yeah, he didn't like the way that she told him that she found him annoying. Because apparently he is annoying, or he thinks he's annoying anyway. And it could have been said a little bit nicer.
And he's really harping on it. He says, yeah, we have opposite work schedules, but she finds me annoying, so I guess that's great. He does say he doesn't like clingy, though.
I don't
He
think
mentions
she's clingy, though.
No. But he says, I don't do clingy, so it's fine that we have so like he's fine with the space. Megan's never been in a serious relationship, though, with somebody with kids. So that's probably foreshadowing.
Yeah, I think she has a lot of concerns about that.
I would, too. I think anyone would.
I think anyone would that's not been in that situation before. And not
Or
just,
even if you haven't met somebody else that's going to be living with you.
right. Yeah, and I don't think it's just getting along with Luca, but it's Luca's mom as well. She's got a lot of concerns about that, too, I think.
Well, just she doesn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys point out it's 3 weeks until the wedding, which they're all like, oh, that's when I'm getting married. It's like none of them know when their wedding date is.
That's a short period of time when you really think about it.
It really is. It really is. And they're not really thinking about it.
Mm-mm.
They're like, oh, that soon? And they have the back and forth between the groups. So Allie says that Anton is chill. KB is worried about Eddie not being alpha enough for her because she's like, I'm like, grr. Which, honestly, you usually see guys that are balanced out women that are like, grr.
True. My husband was more than me, so we balanced each other very well.
And I'm more than Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm more than you. And there we go. So I don't know that an alpha male goes great with a because I feel like they would be fighting each other. And when we're saying we're doing like a tiger growl, which horrible. I'm a horrible tiger. I'm a cock. Anyway, Inga mentions that she likes jokes, but sometimes she wants things to be serious. What do you think that's all about?
I think when she was trying to talk to him in the last episode when they were at the bar, that he just kept making jokes, and she was trying to have, seriously talk to him about, just chilling out a little bit, maybe. And maybe she's seeing that in other areas too. When she tries to have a serious conversation with him, he just kind of turns it into a joke instead of it being a serious conversation.
That's almost a cycle you're not going to break because he's probably telling jokes to break up the awkwardness, to break up the tension. So if she's coming to him with tension, the tension's about the jokes, then this is a fail. He's like, I'm going to make a joke to break up the tension about the jokes.
Well, and it could be a defensive mechanism, too, to avoid, like, answering or having the serious conversation if he doesn't want to, if he thinks that what he's going to say is going to upset her or something like that.
Now, Annie says she thinks she could get married tomorrow, and she's nervous she'll mess it up. And then we see Nick, like you said, talking to the guys, saying, wedding's in 3 weeks, boys. Are you in or out if it was tomorrow? So let's give you that hypothetical. Now, here's the thing. You can't be married. You can't be ready to marry someone who's not ready to marry you. Does that make sense?
Kinda.
Because this is one of those things that it's going to take both. You can feel like you're ready, but you're not really going to be ready unless they're really ready as well. You both have to be ready.
Well, that's when somebody walks away from the wedding.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they just go through with it and then they're like, I wasn't ready.
No show. Have a no show at the wedding.
There's only so much that they can do, though. Like, you can be as ready as you want. If the person you're about to marry isn't ready, how are you going to have a marriage where you have compromise and you're both committed? I mean, that's the marriage, being committed to each other and being in it.
Yeah, I mean, marriage is a lot, and these people are doing it in an extremely short amount of time. So,
Are you saying that they're not ready?
I don't know how many people would be ready to get married in a few weeks after meeting each other for the first time.
What about arranged marriages? Is this a cultural thing?
Well, I think there might be a different expectation with an arranged marriage versus someone marrying for love.
That's interesting because I always thought also love isn't everything. So when I was looking for a partner, I was looking for compatibility as well.
Well, sure. I mean, that's definitely on your list, but someone who's going into an arranged marriage who supposedly doesn't have, let's just say, no choice for sake of argument. You know, it's usually for, you know, joining families, financial gains, political gains, maybe things like that. You know,
marriages, though, have ups and downs. So it's about the commitment to stay together.
Are there even still arranged marriages nowadays?
Yeah. We're covering 90 Day Summit. Remember, he had an arranged marriage.
True.
And, yeah.
But he was able to get divorced.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be.
It's interesting. I was just thinking that when we see Annie saying, I'm ready, and then we see the guys leaving on that cliffhanger, and I'm like, oh. And then we go into Nick and Annie.
First fight.
Maybe this is the realest conversation they've had. It's still, I wrote, is Annie drunk again?
I think that we're seeing what we've seen with her when she was in the pods and trying to pick the guys. Annie, I think, wants something. I think her expectation.
So much validation.
Yeah. I think her expectations of what she should get in a partner are way above what most people generally give. Because it's like constant validation, constant, you know, reassurance and things like that. And nobody wants, I don't want to spend 24/7 reassuring and validating someone's feelings all the time.
I feel like he was reassuring her the entire time and validating her, because it starts with Nick saying he feels confident in what we have. They start talking about the couples, and seeing the other couples fight, that makes Annie nervous. She says, will you still like me down the road? And Nick brings up the conversation they had with the guys and how tomorrow, if they said that, the guys were like, I'm not sure, everybody needs time to explore. So she's saying she's feeling nervous and uncertain. He's saying, well, even the guys, all of us were saying this is a nerve-wracking situation. So he's validating her feelings by letting her know you're not alone in this.
He's saying all the right things, and she just keeps going and going.
But it's like she takes that to mean, well, you said you weren't sure if you were ready. But you're telling him you're nervous, and he's telling you, yeah, we all are. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, I don't care how everybody else feels.
She's know how I feel, she said.
It doesn't matter how everyone else feels.
Right. So then she goes into this whole thing about, you just don't love me as much as I love you. How do you even determine something like that?
Because what she's hearing is, I don't know if I want to marry you, when what he's telling her is, you just said you're nervous, you're uncertain, you don't know how things will be down the road when you see the other couples fighting, but we're all feeling like that. This is a strange situation. He's just trying to get on board with her, and she doesn't hear everybody's feeling uncertain. She hears Nick doesn't know if he wants to marry me. And she goes off, sitting there saying that she doesn't need him. It's a want. It's not a need. And he's given her the benefit of the doubt, and he's trying to get her to go to sleep. I'm like, is she drunk? She goes, oh, I can't just sleep it off. Nick feels like Annie's trying to blow this up. That's
he tells
observant.
her that. I was starting to think that she's self-sabotaging as I was listening to her, because, I mean, she just kept going, and she's almost crossing a line when she's sitting there. I don't need you. I'll never need you. I want you. That's a difference. And don't think for a minute that I need you, and things like that. And I'm like,
he even asked, why are you saying that to me? Don't put words in my mouth. Like, what do you want me to do right now? You're looking for a reason to doubt us.
Mm-hmm. Self-sabotaging.
But really, where is it? You're the one that doesn't love me as much as I love you.
Yeah, that makes no sense. I don't think that.
I don't understand.
Yeah, how can you don't know. You don't know. For all you know, he might love her more than she loves him.
Well, and he's telling her, like, I'm excited to move forward with you. I feel confident about us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. What is it that you need from me? Like, everything he's saying seems to be loving and validating, and it's just, that's even backfiring. So that was interesting, him saying that she is trying to push him away. It's like she's putting up walls so she doesn't get into something serious.
She has vulnerability issues, and this may be a problem later on down the road because those people will run before they risk getting hurt.
Like she did with Brennan.
Mm-hmm. And if she
Good
thinks
point.
if she thinks that he doesn't love her as much as she loves him, or that he's not going to show up for the wedding, she'll leave before she gives it. She'll leave before she even knows it.
Madison and Joe, they're back on track. She loves having sexy time, and he says, I feel lucky. And with that, they're all back to Denver. Now, as they're going back to Denver, I realize we now have 2 Nicks on the season. Nick Lachey. And
Oh, yeah.
so I'm having to
Duh.
write L because Nick Lachey comes back. Time to see him in the real world. Now, I feel like Nick Lachey was just giving us some, like, general things that might happen. Let's see if age, looks, race, family, or financial considerations matter. So, okay, yeah, those are all things that are going to be important factors. But I wonder if Vanessa is foreshadowing. She says modern distractions and other people's opinions. I feel like that was foreshadowing.
Yeah, maybe there's some family members who aren't going to like somebody. I think I think finances is going to be an issue too, because most couples, I mean, it's one of the biggest things that couples argue over is finances. So you might have someone who maybe is a little more frivolous, or maybe someone who likes to save too much, or, you know, I don't know. But I think definitely like family's opinions and finances is going to make a difference as well.
I thought it was really cute in the airport how they were calling their families, FaceTiming their families.
I did too.
And then they get to their apartments and they all like
goodness.
the apartments pretty well. Nick's like, we need a poop bathroom, you know, just
We got
because
it.
don't hate me because I'm regular.
Yeah, we got that spare for the poop. Edmund, though. He's climbing in and out of the cabinet. The cabinet's so big, he's fascinated with the fact that he can climb inside the cabinet. And KB's just watching him with so much tolerance. It was amazing.
I thought it was hilarious. I love Edmund for this. I love his weirdness. I would do it.
I would have been like running
I'd
over
be
there
like,
going,
let's play hide and seek.
I'd be like,
But she's helping him get in the cabinet.
Yeah.
I like Goofy.
I'd have been climbing in there. Let me see if both of us can fit in there.
Shoot, I don't know if I could fit in there. I'd be pretty proud if I could. And Allie and Anton spying on the neighbor.
That was good. I
It
love
reminded
that
me of
too.
Friends.
Yes. They had the telescope or something,
The ugly
right?
guy, ugly naked guy.
Ugly naked guy. Yes.
But this guy, they're like, oh, he's got a guitar set up. I think he's on a Tinder date. He's cleaning. They make up this whole story about the guy that they're watching. And then at the end, Allie goes, if we were pros at this, we would turn the lights off because that guy just gave us eye contact. They're sitting there with the lights wide on so people can see them staring out the window. That was funny. And we end with Jordan and Megan. Jordan, he says, this is more stylish than my apartment. I'm a simple dude. Megan doesn't seem to understand how he's living in a 1-bedroom apartment with his son. It sounds like he gave his son the room.
Yeah. Well, you know, my son's in the same situation. And right now, the baby is too small for it to really make much of a difference. But yeah, he has a hide-a-bed in the living room. So if he wants to leave the baby in the room by himself, he just sleeps on the hide-a-bed.
Absolutely. Living is expensive. I have a friend and she has like a convertible couch in her living room, but she has 3 kids. So the boy gets one of the 2 bedrooms and they both have walk-in closets. So that bedroom closet has been converted into a office. And then the girls share the other bedroom, and one of them made this really cool like small space bedroom in the walk-in closet. It kind of reminds you of one of those IKEA rooms. So I can't wait to see what he's done with it. It sounds like he's got some creativity, but I thought that was sweet.
Yeah.
She's excited to go house hunting with him, and he's excited too. And then they talk about what is appropriate. Like she's not sure. She's never been a stepmom, never been a mom. She doesn't want to overstep. What do you think of their conversation?
I thought he did very well at reassuring her because she's really worried about it, like over the top.
Yeah.
Like I think she was even crying.
Yeah.
She was so worried about it.
I
Bless
feel
her
for her.
heart. Yeah. And he's like, look, not everybody in my life gets to have an opinion and it matter, I think he even said he didn't even meet the person that his ex married. Yeah. Before they got married.
Or before Luca even met him.
Yeah.
So he's doing everything he can to try to make this a comfortable situation. And he acknowledged this in the pods. This isn't going to be the easiest. It's just so many unknowns. Now, Jordan says he doesn't want to spoil Luca. He wants, he can afford nice things for Luca. She can get him whatever, but he's going to love a $1 toy as much as $100 toy. And Luca needs to learn that he needs to work for the things he wants, which I think I absolutely agree with him.
Great. Yeah. It's a great concept to teach to the kids. Also, he had said he doesn't want him to think he gets everything he wants. I think that's hugely important.
And he says quality time is important. Take him out for ice cream. I don't know why he needs a gluten-free cone. Diabetics, it's not the gluten. It's any carb. So gluten is going to be non-flour. But like 6% of diabetics, I think, have celiacs. So I don't know if he also has celiacs. With type 1 diabetes, it's like any sort of carb. If it's flour, if it's corn, if it's an apple, fructose, if it's, just like anything, you just have to give yourself insulin because your body doesn't break down any carb.
Yeah, it might just be a choice. I think a lot of parents choose to feed their kids gluten-free just in general. So it may not have anything to do with the diabetes.
But the ice cream and the gluten-free ice cream cone, it's still going to require a dose. Megan would know, though. She had the dad.
Right.
And Jordan is being very honest. He says, we don't agree on everything, but Skylar, she's going to love you. She'll probably just be like, why are you with this ding dong?
That was funny.
It was funny. I get Megan, though. She's saying, what if I don't get to meet him for 2 weeks and then we get married the next week? It's hitting her. That is a lot. And he's saying, maybe we can do this. He says all fine, but I think he means off camera.
That's what I was thinking when he said that, too.
He just seems like such a responsible dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a few more hurdles, I think, than the other couples because he does have a child and there's an ex involved and a mom, the mom. Then there's the illness, the diabetes. It's a lot for her, and she's thinking about all of it, but she might be like overthinking. Like she's worried so much about it that she's overthinking it. And he does a great job at kind of like
overthinking it though, because it's a lot. It's a lot of unknowns.
I think she just might be
likes him, but she doesn't know. His kid and his kid's mother are going to be a part of her life too. So it's going to be accepting them as well. And she just doesn't know. She doesn't know what to expect.
Right.
That's got to be, and this is fast. It's almost like maybe Megan needs to say, I want to stay engaged to you. Can we just extend this out? Like, we don't have to say yes on decision day. Let's just keep getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we can make sure that everybody, because this isn't just me and you, this is everybody.
Well,
let's make sure it's good.
And out of all of the couples, I could see them doing that the most.
It would make the most sense.
Yeah, it would make the most sense, and they would be more than likely to be the ones to do something like that, which would, like you said, make total sense.
And it might make her feel more comfortable. And it might
But
make everybody else feel more comfortable. But I think he said that Jack and Skylar moved quickly too.
Yeah, he does a really good job, I think, of reassuring her of her anxiety.
Well, he does the
issues.
best he can. I don't know how much you can reassure somebody of that unknown.
Well,
As confident as he is in it, it's still unknown for her. So scary.
Right.
All right, Channel Surfers. Well, that is our Love is Blind season 7. Nope, season 9, episode 7
Yes.
recap. Wow, season 9. I'm getting the 7 mixed up with the other way. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with Love is Blind, episode 8. And then on Friday with episode 9. Mama C just got here a little bit ago. I'm going to go pick up on my little guy. Grandma and Pop-Pops are in town. My cousin is in town from Virginia Beach. So we're going to pick him up so he skips his nap time and at school and hang out with the family. But we'll see you soon. Make sure you like and subscribe. Bye.
Let's ride.